Hey everybody, Dr. Terlep here. Welcome to this week's 3 Minutes to Vitality. And first I want to start off thanking everybody who had questions about our last 3 Minutes to Vitality, where we talked about water and quality of water, the importance of water, the quantity of water that we need to drink. And there were lots of questions about, well, where do I get it? How do I get it? What's the best thing to use, etc. So I thought this week would actually just address that a little bit because it's pretty simple. And there are a lot of variables to most things. But with this especially, there will be lots and lots of various, and really the KISS principle, to keep it simple, is really, really important and so makes it like so much easier. So we'll keep it simple. Without going through a lot of varying types of water, the best type that we can drink today, wouldn't have been true 100 years ago because it wasn't necessary, but today is reverse osmosis systems. And reverse osmosis uses this fancy thing called a semi-permeable membrane with this gradient of concentration. And it doesn't really matter. And it goes through multiple stages. And so you have the reverse osmosis system. It is the best possible water to drink. So you can get them, and they typically will go under your kitchen counter. You have that little spigot on the sink that's there. Most of our ice water systems run from under the counter as well. So your ice cubes and your dispenser from the refrigerator characteristically is also going to be reverse osmosis. Great way to go. One of the things that we have is there's two types that I'm kind of enamored with. One is by APEC. It's a 5-stage type of filter. The main is the reverse osmosis, but it has these pre-filters and post-filters and different types of filters, and is really great to use. The other is called iSpring, is an under-the-counter system. It's also very, very good. It's a 6-stage and does 75 gallons per day. My goodness, you're never going to be able to run out and use that much water. So then you got plenty for cooking, for coffee, for drinking, for everything that you could possibly want to do. You've got all you need with the water. So the two then table or countertop systems. And by the way, those are also very simple to take with you if you do move someplace. They come out of the house and can go and be installed in another home fairly easily. But if you don't want to go through all the plumbing, you do have to call a plumber. It is the most expensive to purchase, but it is also very inexpensive to maintain. And your cost per gallon runs about 2 to 3 cents. Versus if you're buying bottled water, you bought it at Sam's for a gallon of purified water. When you buy it bottles of water, it's going to run you $3 or $4 a gallon to get it. So you're getting little 16-ounce bottles, and they're 42 cents a piece. And there's I forget how many of those are. There's 9 of those, I think, or 8 16-ounce bottles in a thing. So it's at 50 cents. So you're looking at $4. That's per gallon versus 3 cents. So the initial, $400 to $500 expenditure for the system seems a lot, but it's well worth it in the end. The other ones that we have are there's a tabletop kinds of reverse osmosis. One is put out by a company called AquaTrue. Just like it sounds, one word, AQUATRU, AquaTrue. And the other one that actually does it as a countertop and is really terrific too is called a Zip. Either one of those are fantastic machines. They both produce a lot of water. The only thing I recommend is you get an extra container. Look them up as you look through if you're wondering about the water. It's also not a very expensive way to go. Zip is probably a little less expensive for the filters to replace a year. You can probably go through the year if you're an average family and do 4 or 5 gallons a day in the machine, and it's very quick to get it done. So you can do a gallon in about 6 minutes. And you got all the water you need with an extra container. You just put that in, put that one in the fridge, you're ready to go. It's very simple to do, very efficient, and the filters are probably only about $60 a year. AquaTrue probably runs about $80, $85 a year. So they're a little less expensive, but either one, tabletop, you can move it around, pack it in the car when you move. Super simple to use. Put it in your dorm room. It's easy to use. The other type, and we'll wrap that up, is actually a gravity-fed type purification system. The tabletop, countertop ones need to have power with them. The under the kitchen counter ones are obviously pressure driven by the water in our lines and the pressure that's in our water lines. The gravity fed, they're very handsome units, all 3 of them. They're my 3 favorite types, the best of the bunch, where it has an upper reservoir and a bottom reservoir and a couple of big filters inside. You pour water in the top, gravity feeds it through the filters, it comes into the bottom tank, and they're very good. They remove typically huge amounts of contaminants from our water. And there's 3 types that are my favorites. The first one is the Berkey. That is my favorite one. The Proper Big is also next. It's Propur, Proper Big. And then there's the Alexa Pure. Those 3 are the best ones that are there. I do like the Berkey because it has an extra filter, a little more expensive. You got to change it every 6-9 months. Underneath it, that'll actually remove arsenic and fluoride. And believe it or not, we do have arsenic in a lot of our municipal drinking waters. Crazy, but true. That's kind of a nice thing. And what's neat about that is the power goes out. Doesn't matter. You can put pool water in these things. It will come out beautifully drinkable, clean water. I could grab it from a lake and put it in, from a river and put it in, from a pond and put it in. So if you have a hurricane, whatever it is, you can put the stuff in. It takes care of bacteria and viruses and pollutants and makes that water clean, which is fantastic. So those are really the 3 types and the best ways to purify your water, bar none. We can go into all kinds of different ones. This is the distillation, pun intended, of about 3 decades of knowing and researching this and what are the best. So use that as you will. Please ask questions if you have them, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.